was. The governor of Ukraine's central Dnipropetrovsk region says Russian shelling in the area has killed more than 20 people overnight. Valentin Reznichenko said 11 people were killed in the district of Nikopol and 10 in the town of Marganets. Meanwhile, President Zelensky says Ukraine will eventually recapture the Russian-controlled Crimean Peninsula, but is not taking responsibility for a series of explosions that killed at least one person there on Tuesday. Moscow says the blasts came from detonations of stored ammunition at a Russian military airfield in western Crimea, close to seaside resorts, as Sylvia Lennon-Spence reports.
Energy supply concerns grip 3 European nations as Russian oil supply through Ukraine has been halted. According to Russian oil firm Transneft, Kiev cited transit payment issues as the reason behind its move. Transneft has blamed the sanctions from the West for disruptions in payment to Ukraine. The Russian oil supplier said that on August 4th, the delivery of Russian oil via Ukraine was halted. And this had affected deliveries to Hungary, Slovakia and the Czech Republic as well, through the southern leg of the pipeline as well. However, deliveries to Poland and Germany via Belarus are continuing as usual. The halt in supply that has now been going on for several days was confirmed by the Slovak refinery Slovnaft. The company said that its refinery was operating and keeping up the supplies to the market.
Zero, ignition, liftoff of L-87. Go Falcon, go, go.
February 2nd in California, SpaceX launched a classified government satellite into orbit, NROL-87.
Stage separation confirmed.
Believed to be a top-secret, state-of-the-art spy satellite that the Pentagon says will support its overhead reconnaissance mission. Also watching that launch, Moscow. And just last week, Russia launched its own spy satellite, Cosmo 2558, placing it in the same orbit and just beneath the U.S. satellite.
That's really irresponsible behavior.
In an exclusive interview with NBC News, Space Command, 4-star General James Dickinson says Russia may be trying to get an up-close look at U.S. spy capabilities.
We see that it's in a similar orbit to one of our high-value assets for the U.S. government.
The Chinese ambassador says America is to blame for all the trouble over Taiwan.
It was the U.S. side who was the one who fired the first shot.
That shot was a visit to the island democracy by the 82-year-old grandmother who's the third most senior member of the U.S. government, Nancy Pelosi.
There's absolutely no room for us to compromise on the question of Taiwan because it's a question of sovereignty.
China responded by launching ballistic missiles over the island, surrounding it with warships, mobilising troops and sending jet fighters into the Taiwan Strait.
China has used the drills in its military playbook to prepare for the invasion of Taiwan.
And if Taiwan doesn't eventually peacefully accept being ruled by the Chinese Communist Party, a real war is an option.
We are ready to use all necessary means. As to what does it mean by all necessary means, you can use your imagination.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met Tuesday with Congolese leader Felix Tshisekedi at the Kinshasa Presidential Palace. If the statesmen discussed bilateral trade and investment, partnerships for regional security was top of the agenda. Congo accuses Rwanda of supporting the M23 rebels active in the east. During a press conference with DRC's top diplomat, Blinken evoked a report by UN experts alleging Rwanda provides military support to the rebels. Another topic on the table was climate change and the conservation of what's considered the second most important forest in the world.
Who wants to live next to a nuclear site? Well, this guy for one, and evidently most of the other some 9,000 residents of the town of Eurajoki, Finland. It's the proud home to 3 nuclear reactors and, opening soon, the world's first permanent storage site for high-level radioactive waste. The facility is being called a game changer in the nuclear power industry because the waste is deposited so deep in the earth it will never have to be moved. When the site becomes operational within the next couple of years, the spent nuclear fuel will be transferred into steel canisters and then copper capsules, lowered into tunnels, and sealed off forever.